Welcome back to the channel with me, Poison Smurf, and then another Division 2 video. So today we've got two absolutely amazing build guides for you guys. Whether you play solo, whether you play in a team, don't worry, we've got you covered. So if that sounds interesting to you, then stick around. But before we get into that, if you're somebody that wants to stay up to date with all the latest news, you like build guides, reviews, tips and tricks, all that good stuff, then maybe think about hitting that subscribe button, put a like on the video if it does help you out. Obviously you can always hit the thumbs down if you didn't find it useful. Any questions, anything guys, just drop them in the box below. We will try and get back to everybody. So I'm sure we've all had days where we load the game up, we go into some legendary content, we want to do mass damage, or we put on our all red build, and before you know it, we're being shredded. So then we delve straight for our all blue heavy armor build, we go back in, and yeah, we last longer, we still end up getting shredded and can't do any damage. And then resort into pulling out the old yellow 6-tier skill build, hiding behind cover and letting the drone turret do all its work. This tactic obviously does work really well, but it does get quite boring quite quickly. So we've actually found a better way. What would you say if I could say to you, you could run a 4-tier weapon damage build putting out huge DPS? I'm talking like 1 million per shot. At the same time, you could still have a 6-tier shield, giving you absolutely amazing survivability. And on top of all of that, you could still have a 3-tier assault drone with the potential to proc that and buff that all the way up to a level 6. All sounds way too good to be true, right? Well, no, because that's exactly what we've got. Only that, I'm going to show you a really great way to set it up, whether you play in a team or whether you play solo. With regards to the specialisation, they are both identical, it's just a couple of pieces on the actual build that differs. So starting off, we're going to go with the solo build, and we're starting off with the specialisation. So no surprise, we've gone with the technician. Starting off, gain 15% bonus armour while aiming a skill. Now as we're going to be utilising the assault turret, every time we aim that, we'll actually be getting that 15% bonus armour. We've also got the plus 10% skill damage, once again going to come in really handy for our assault drone. We've also got armor kits also applied to all friendly skill proxies within 10 meters. So whenever we get hurt guys and we pop a med kit, not only are we healing ourselves, we're healing our skills as well. And here we go, we've got 12% damage to drones, skill proxies and robotics. Now this will allow us to, believe it or not, take down dogs and things like that really easy. And then to top it all off, we've got the additional 1 skill tier, which is half the magic we need to be able to get all the different procs for all the different areas to build that we want. We've also got the EMP grenade, which once again can come in really handy to disrupt all the electrical abilities in an affected area. Obviously we can put the dogs down onto their knees, things like that. So as far as the primary weapon is concerned, we've elected to go with the Sweet Dreams. Not only has it got a huge total damage, base 1.2 million, obviously we've got the additional 12% damage to armour, 10% damage to targets out of cover. That can be like really handy just to take people's armour down, allowing you to do damage a lot quicker. But mainly for the talent Sandman. Melee attacks instantly kill non-elite enemies, cooldown 15 seconds. So if we ever get into a situation we've got a red or purple guy in front of us, if you want to, we can just drop our shield, pull this out, quick melee, thank you very much, job done. With regards to our secondary, we've gone with our favourite P416. Nice high base damage, maxed out assault rifle damage, 0.1% off, 21% health damage, 10% health damage, headshot damage, and the talent Future Perfect. Now the reason we like this, once again, if we get any easy opportunities, like a couple of little red guys running around, using this, if we can actually kill the enemy, we'll increase our skill tier by 1, stacking up to 3. So as I was saying earlier, we're going to be running a 3-tier assault drone. This gives us the ability to actually, with 3 kills on 3 red enemies, bump that straight up to a 6, making it absolutely shred. As far as the main weapon we're going to be using today, it's going to be the named TDI card custom. As you can see, the total damage is quite high, 238k a shot, maxed out pistol damage. But the real reason we're going to be using this is 1, for the attribute, the extra skill tier, once again allowing us to pluck a lot higher level things than we should be, and the talent in sync. Hitting an enemy grants 15% skill damage for 5 seconds, using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 15% weapon damage for 5 seconds, damage increases are doubled when both stats are active. So this actually allows us to get a 40% buff to our weapon damage and a 40% buff to our assault drone. So looking at the build, as you can see, we've gone with a one-piece Douglas and Harding, one-piece Gilligard, one-piece Riker and Kosh, the Fox's Prayer knee pads, the contractor gloves, and the memento bag. So if we just go through them quickly, first of all looking at the Douglas and Harding mask, as you can see we've gone for the named one, the Punch Drunk. Main reason for that, obviously, not only are we getting the 20% pistol damage for the brand bonus, but if we look down at the attributes, we're also getting a massive 20% headshot damage. This one's rolled with 13.9 weapon damage, 6% crit hit chance, and we've got a 9.2 headshot damage mod on there. So moving down to the chest, we've gone with appointment. As we say, this is set up for team play, this particular build. So we get not only do we get the additional 5% total armor, co-attribute, maxed out armor, we've got attributes, armor regen, maxed out crit hit damage with a maxed out crit hit damage mod. Moving down, we've got the Riker and Kosh, however you pronounce it, the named Forge holster. Now, it wasn't for the brand set. As you can see, we get 20% incoming repairs. Yeah, it isn't all that. But as you can see, looking down, it's for the attribute, 50% shield health. This is an absolute must with any of your shield builds. Now, this one is rolled with maxed out weapon damage and armor regen. So, moving across, we've got obviously our best in slot, Fox's Prayers. 10% rifle damage, not really helping us out, but mainly for the 8% damage to targets out of cover. On this one we've rolled max armor, and again we have armor regen. Next up we have our named contractor's gloves, the Petrov defense named version, and once again not for the 10% LMG damage, but in fact for the second attribute damage, 8% damage to armor. This one's rolled with 4.7 crit chance and maxed out weapon damage. And then that finally brings us to everyone's favourite, the memento bag. This one's rolled 14.5 weapon damage, 163k armour, 1 skill tier, and we've loaded that out with an 8.6 mod. Now, I'm not going to go up for the talent, because we all know how it works by now, guys, but obviously it gives us reds, yellows, blues, etc. So if we take a quick look at our build, as you can see, our mask, our holster, and our gloves are running with red main attributes weapon damage. That gives us 3. But we're also getting an additional 1 from the memento bag. So we are running a 4-tier red build, giving us ridiculous damage on our pistol with the various buffs from the headshot mods, etc. Not only that, as you can see, we are running with 2 blues. Also getting a 3rd blue from the memento bag, so that gives us 3. But also, when it comes to your shield, you can use a combination of yellows and blues, allowing you to get up to your skill tier. So, as you'll see, the moment we equip our pistol and now take a look at our skill tier, it's now giving us a skill tier 3 for our drone. How are we getting to 3? Well, we've got 1 yellow coming from the memento bag, we've got another skill tier coming from the technician, and we have another skill tier coming from the pistol that we'll be using. So we got a nice 3 skill tier there. If we did want to, we could use the P416 for the future perfection, and obviously use that to tease it up to another level, etc. But going back to where we were with the blues, as we've got 2 blues and 1 with the memento, and now we've got a yellow coming from the memento, we've got a skill tier coming from the specialization, and a skill tier coming from the pistol. That allows us to run a bulwark shield. Now, as you can see with this one, we are running a tier 6. That gives us 120% active regen, 400% shield health, and 40% holstered regen. Going across to the drone with a tier 3, as you can see, we've got nice short cooldowns, only 22 seconds. We're getting an additional 60% striker damage bonus with 210% bonus health. Now, at first glance, I thought a tier 3 drone, that's not going to do much. Well, you'll be surprised, guys. It certainly takes a hell of a lot of the aggro off us, and believe it or not, soon as that instinct procs in and it's getting the 40% buff, now this thing does really shred. Obviously, with the damage extra we're getting from the Petrov gloves, the contractor's gloves, obviously that's helping us do real damage. We've got the Fox's Prayers, we're doing great damage. The fact that we're running the Pointman, we're getting the perfect Vanguard talent, so every time we're deploying our shield, we're actually buffing our entire team with 50% bonus armor every 20 seconds. I mean, that's just a great addition. But that's basically how you can tease out a 4-tier red, 6-tier shield, and a 3-tier skill build for a team player. So if you're not running in a group, then you can certainly turn the settings up. We need to be looking for a little bit more survivability, be hitting with a little bit more damage, not worrying about proccing any bonuses for obviously our teammates. So it's kind of the same principle as the previous build, with, like I say, a couple of little slight alterations. Specialization's the same, same EMP grenades. We're using the same TDI pistol. We're still using the P416 as our secondary for the Future Perfect buffs if we choose. But this time we're swapping out the Sweet Dream shotgun, and we're swapping it out for the named mop. Now, for you guys that know, obviously this was the new shotgun that came out in one of the last patches, but as you can see, total weapon damage not quite as high, 827k, but it has got quite a good RPM. 15% shotgun damage, but this is the real reason. If you look at the first attribute, we've got 10% damage to armor. That's a huge buff. Secondly, if you look at the next attributes, 10% armor on kill, so anytime we can pull this out and get a nice easy kill, we're going to be getting 10% armor back. But it doesn't stop there. Because we've got preservation on this, we get an additional 10% armor for killing an enemy, so now we're up to 20. But as you can see, if you read further on, headshot kills improve the repair by an additional 10%. So in fact, if we pull this out and was to shoot an enemy in the head, we're getting 30% armor on kill. That's right, 30%, which is huge. So that certainly gives us a hell of a lot more survivability with this build. As you can see, we've still gone with the original punch drunk mask that we had on the previous build, so I won't go over that. The memento bag is exactly the same. We've still gone with the exact same forge holster. The only difference is starting off with the chest piece. On this one we've elected to go for a Bellstone Armory, rolled into 158k armor. We've got the armor regen, we've got 10% hazard protection to give us a little bit more protection, and a 12% crit damage mod, but this time we've elected to go with the talent Intimidate. Because we're always proccing bonus armor, we're getting bonus armor coming from kills, etc. Intimidate was the way to go. I mean, to get the extra 35% damage buff, it was just crazy, and it works really, really well. I mean, obviously amplifying the weapon damage, all the extra damage from glass cannon, but without any of the negatives. And also, if we look at the set piece bonuses for the one piece, we're getting 1% armor regen. But as you can see, we've got the two piece lit up, because rather than running the Fox's Prayers, this time we're actually running a second piece of Bellstone Armory, and that's for the 2-piece bonus, an additional 10% armor on kill. So stacking that with the shotgun, that's potentially 40% armor on kill we're now up to. This one's rolled maxed out armor, armor regen, and again hazard protection, a little bit more protection for them harder hitting elites. And then finally we swapped out the contractor's gloves. We've gone with the named 511 gloves, the death grips. The one piece bonus, 10% health. This one's rolled card attributes, 15% weapon damage, and oh, there we go, attributes, and another 10% armor on kill. So add that on to what we've already got. Now we're hitting 50% armor on kill, guys. And once again, we've got armor gen rolled into that. Now, with both of these builds, there are a couple of other ways you could slightly change it up. Like with regards to the knee pads, if you really wanted to, you could run the named Murakami knee pads, the Emperor's Guard, getting the extra 1% armor regen from the attributes. However, I didn't feel like the brand set, the 20% skill duration, was really doing much to kind of help me out. I felt like I was getting a lot more, obviously wanted the survivability for the 10% armor on kill, but you could always do that if you wanted to. And with regards to the death grips, if you really wanted to, you could run the named Alp Summit, the Motherly Love, named gloves. As you can see with the attribute, 10% skill health. That'd make your drone like a lot more healthier. It'd make your shield certainly more healthier. But that's completely down to you. But yeah, I would certainly suggest giving both these builds a try, guys. I mean, they both work really well. Like I say, you've got the damage of a DPS player, you've got the survivability of the tank, you've got the flexibility with the drone being able to like flush out the difficult targets. I mean, being able to damage enemies in places that you don't really want to go. It's really great. I'm not going to go down to the range and show you the numbers. I'm sure you'll see them in some of the videos going, but you're looking at headshotting 920k, critting at 1.1 for the team play. As far as the solo play with the Intimidate, once you get your stacks up, you're landing headshots for 1.2 million with a pistol, critting at 1.4. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. As always, at the end of the video, I'm going to play out with a couple of clips of both builds in action. Give them a try, give them a whirl. Let me know in the comments what you think. Any other questions about the builds, hit me up. If you like the build, drop it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and keep grinding.
I see a balloon. Don't let the next get away. Armour will take another hit. He's the pack. One, man. He's hit. Gotta move now. Back off. Take that. That's right. Let's do it.
Spotted Dolores.
I'm walking in there. Running in the bucket.
You have been promoted to group leader. A clan member has joined your team.
Do this all day. Fucking beer! Come on, quick ahead!
destroy it.